The amount of money in your bank account, the color of your skin, the county in which you live should not determine whether or not you end up on death row. But in our nation today, too often it does. In 1972, the US Supreme Court struck down the death penalty in this country as being too arbitrary. So arbitrary that Justice Potter Stewart wrote, "These death sentences are cruel and unusual in the same way that being struck by lightning is cruel and unusual." But states revised their laws, and in 1976, the death penalty was back. In our nation today, over 2,400 people are on death row, sent there by a system that cannot be trusted to be fair or to be accurate. Since 1973, 189 people have been exonerated after evidence of their innocence was finally considered by the courts and released from death row, which means that for every 8 executions that we've had in this time frame, we have released someone because we got it wrong. And those are the people who were able to prove their innocence before their time ran out. Thankfully, more and more of us are beginning to realize that the death penalty system we have is not just and can never be justly practiced. We are seeing change. As polls show, support for the death penalty in this country is at its lowest level in 40 years. 23 states no longer have the death penalty, and 13 states have moratoria or haven't used it in over a decade. As Christians, to promote a culture of life, we must focus on healing and on crime prevention, investing in trauma-informed solutions that focus on accountability, mental health, and early intervention to prevent crime. We must provide victims of violence and surviving family members of murder victims the support that they need to heal, so that their healing isn't reliant on what happens to the people who've caused them harm. We must love as Christ loved. And to do that, we must re-examine our continued use of the death penalty.